One of the things I appreciate most about this channel, and really my goal for this channel, is that we can be honest and real with each other. I feel that in the real world, you can't really do that so much. I was talking to one of my subscribers, they messaged me and said, we both agreed that it seems most people, they just want to talk about boring stuff like the weather or sports or something like that. And most people don't really want to tackle deep issues. And if they do, they just want to make a big debate out of things. So what I like to do on this channel is start conversations where we can be real with each other. So I have so much respect for anyone who can meet me there. Stormy Ascent has been able to do that with me several times, and I appreciate that so much. I want to share this conversation with you, with everyone, so that we all can sort of learn a little bit how we really feel, or try to understand how we really feel. I made a video with my wife recently called, "If My Wife Lost Her Hair, Would I Still Love Her the Same?" Stormy Ascent had said this, quote, "But would you have fallen in love with your wife if she didn't have hair when you met?" It's a rhetorical question. Of course not. Men are different. I'm not trying to project my preferences onto other men, but for me, hair is the most attractive thing in a woman after a smile. Not only is hair a symbol of beauty, it also signifies good health, good offspring. Now, male pattern baldness is a bit different due to how common it is among men, and also because male attractiveness is slightly different from male beauty. This is also a topic you've already covered a year ago, how hair loss isn't bad for men as it would be for women. Maybe if hair loss was more common in women and not a product of autoimmune diseases or thyroid disorders, we men would give it less significance. I truly feel bad for any woman experiencing hair loss. Okay. Here's my response without hesitation. When I first saw it, I said this, quote, "For me, my wife being bald would not have kept me from falling in love with her. Had she been bald, she probably would have been wearing a wig, and I likely wouldn't have known it right away. In college, I knew a girl who had a condition like this. I understand from your comment that you wouldn't date a bald girl, but as we've established, you and I have different perspectives, and that's okay and normal." To which he responded, quote, "You're a better person than me," end quote. To which I'm now saying, probably not. So many people that see themselves as good people. I'm a good person. Nick Shell does not see himself as a good person. And I think part of that too is I'm not a people pleaser. My Enneagram personality test, I'm a number 1. We're not motivated by pleasing people. We're motivated by finding what we think is truth and living by that with as high as standards as possible. So I'm not trying to please people. And just like I started this video, what I care about is that we can be honest and vulnerable with each other. And so you can even see that. I would rather lose subscribers over being too honest and saying things that they didn't feel comfortable hearing about me and how I see the world. I'd rather lose some people and know that the people that are still here are the people who understand me to that level and really need to be here. So I have such a value for honesty here. So thank you so much, Stormy Ascent, for allowing this video to take place. But I do just want to kind of add a little bit to that as far as so there's a movie. Let me look up the title real quick. There's a movie called Happy, Thank You, More Please. I'm going to say it again. Happy, Thank You, More Please. And in this movie, there's this woman who has, and I can't remember the name of it. You know, that the disease where you're born with zero hair on your entire body. So it's a woman that has that. And at the same time, there's a guy who's actually balding, and it's about kind of the, I guess, like whole story. Not, I don't want to say love story, but kind of is, like, as far as them getting to the point of realizing that they're actually a good match for each other because they were both able to see beyond physical things and they realized they had such a connection. So that movie exists. I've seen it on Netflix. Josh Radnor, the main character from How I Met Your Mother, I guess, like, made that movie, and he's got a role in it. But anyway, that whole thing takes place in that movie. So I've seen that, but I don't know, for me, I know everybody has certain, I guess, physical trait deal breakers as far as the opposite sex of who they're attracted to. You know, and for me to go back in a time machine to my last year of being single, like from 2005 to 2006, something like that, that wouldn't have been one for me. Again, everybody has deal breakers as far as physically who they're not attracted to. as far as what would be, you know. And I mean, if we really wanted to get really hypothetical, we could say that even the people that we've been attracted to in our life, if this and this and this and this and this were different and they looked this way instead, well, then I wouldn't have been attracted. Of course, there's truth in that. But just for me physically, though, a woman who has no hair, and let's go with that, you know, skin disease or the disease where you have no hair on your body. I guess just for me, that wouldn't have been a thing for me. So it ultimately comes down to, and I think this, it's funny because before this I made a video talking about the importance of lowering your standards, because it could be that part of the reason so many young guys that are balding think that no one wants to date them or marry them is because they're only looking at a certain pool of women. They're only looking at maybe 7s to 10s on a scale of 10, and they're ignoring the 4, 5, 6s who would actually maybe even be a better fit on a personal level to begin with, aside from anything physical. And they'd actually be happier with someone who was, quote, less attractive on their own scale. But it's a matter of, you get to decide in your own mind who's attractive and what's not, and what are those deal breakers. So I think this has been a very important conversation and discussion that we're having. I think it's challenging. You know, I feel like on the second half of 2018, one of my themes on this hair loss channel is, how can we be challenged? Me too. As I make these videos, a lot of these are challenging for me to make. I don't feel comfortable saying a lot of the things I'm saying in these. So it's good for me too. It's good to be challenged. It's good to be uncomfortable, to know what we really think. So because we can use that for the rest of our lives and think, okay, well, I remember I applied this here. What about now? So ultimately, I suppose this is a video just, again, talking about, for all of us, there's certain physical deal breakers. And you know, the same thing with Stormy Ascent, you know, okay, so for him, he wouldn't have been able to date a girl that had no hair, okay? But I'm sure I could have thought of 5 different things that would have been physical deal breakers for me, that to him, he'd be like, you're crazy, why would you care about that? We're all different, and I can appreciate that, and I can appreciate the honesty. I hope you got something out of this video, because without meaning to, I think I just did.